Well, good morning, everyone. I just thought I'd film a little bit of this guest bedroom. It is cloudy and rainy this morning, so I'm not sure if this will even have any bright enough light, but I'm going to check it out. I turned on the lamp over there thinking that would help. That other lamp, I couldn't get it to come on, so it's not going to work. Let's see if I can get the brightness to come up. Anyway, I'm just checking it out. I just wanted Olivia to see how I hung, let me see if I can get the brightness, how I hung that glove. It's not showing up too good. I'm getting too much light and me probably in there. No, I'm not. Okay, there we are. I hung it on my grandmother's picture, and my grandmother was born in 1878, and I'm blessed to have this picture. My mother wrote my name on it as when I was a young, very young girl, because I just dearly loved looking at it. She had passed away long before, because she passed away when my mother was only 9 years old, and she is 17 in this picture. Isn't she a beautiful woman? And this was actually a painting, and then it was made into a picture later, but it was a painting to begin with. And I think my mother had the painting, and then she gave it to a brother of hers when she got this one. I remembered I was with her. Some cousin or something had this picture, and we went and picked it up. I've never done anything to it. It's still in the same condition as it was. I never had it redone, and I just think it's beautiful. But anyway, I thought the glove just fit perfect on there, Olivia. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, over here on this side is the picture of her husband, my granddaddy, and I'm not sure exactly how long he lived. There he was when they were young, and there he was when he was an older man, but he was gone too before I was born. And I hung some old pearls and some old precious purses. This one here, isn't that just beautiful? I've had that purse. Somebody bought it for me that went to an estate sale back in the, let's see, it was in the very early 80s, and it was full of tins. And there was also, she bought me a picture that was an actual drawing that somebody had done of Abraham Lincoln. And I knew that it all had to be old, but in there, I want y'all to know those. I have a picture over there, if I get over on the other side, of one of the pictures that came out of this purse, and she paid nothing for that. I think she told me, she said she gave a dime for the purse. Can you believe that? Those were the days when garage sales had just started in estate sales. Anyway, over here I have a little yo-yo. I'm not sure where I got that, but might have come in a group of things that I buy sometimes off of eBay. But this is probably not feed sack, but it looks like feed sack, and it could be. It's just very pretty material, and whoever made it was excellent at making yo-yos. I like to make those too, and they're so pretty. And down here, if we can get enough light, I have that one journal that I made, and a very dear, it was a candy bowl that a dear friend of mine, that she's had it in her house, and she was in her late 80s, and she said she bought it one time at an antique store, and she gave it to me. It's really pretty. And there's a picture of my other grandmother, but it's not a real clear picture to begin with. I was trying to see if I could get more light in it. Anyway, she lived in Missouri, and of course she was gone before I was born, and my daddy isn't even in that picture. She has a couple of twins there. One is sitting in her lap, and the other one is sitting beside her, and then she's got, I think, there's 3 more children, and then there was my daddy and another girl born after that. And bought that old lamp one time because it was on a sale rack at one of the local lumber yards, and I liked it because it looked like it was kind of like a brick. Anyway, here's something I made and hung in here. I made it a few years ago, but I thought it fit this high back bed. Isn't that lovely? This is a solid oak bed, and I think it is so pretty. And I just had fun making that one day. I was just in I think Margie was over here. She was making something, and I decided to make something too, and that's made on a canvas, and just little odds and ends that I stuck on it. And I have actually the original picture of this lady, and some of my pictures that I bought years and years ago. And anyway, I made copies of it, and I used it quite a bit. So, in my bed, I love the old crocheted look of the lace. And this spread here, and I made that little pillow that's in the middle there long time ago. And I made it out of I was one of those recyclers. I made it out of a dress that had flowers and added a lot of things. But of course now if I did it, and those buttons at the back are the back of the dress where it was buttoned up. Isn't that beautiful material? Anyway, I've always done a few little things. But I was going to say on this bedspread, I bought it one time. I had a day bed over at my other house, and I needed a spread to go on it. And I bought it off of eBay. And it was hardly, I don't know if it ever even been used, but isn't it beautiful with all that? This has been probably 15 years ago that I bought it. When I moved here, I had another bedspread on this bed, and it was a dark spread, but it was pretty. And but one day I walked in this room, and this room has a little bit more darkness in it. I'll show y'all the window in just a minute. But anyway, it's got a little bit more of what you call the darkness. So I just looked at that spread. I had it folded up, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try that on that bed. And I thought it just went real pretty and brightened the room up. And there's a little, not an angel, but a little old-fashioned little tied-up handkerchief, and it looks like a little lady, and I have a real cute bonnet on her. See the bonnet? And that's when I was doing these in the 90s. I made this one up. You know, she's always hung on this bed, and another one that I had brought out the other day to show y'all also hung on this bed. So she might get hung back again, but I had hung that other one over there, maybe because I couldn't find the other one. Anyway, over here I just have, you're going to get the brightness of the light. There's some precious little old-fashioned, where they used to paint on those they buy those things unpainted and people paint them. My mother loved that kind of stuff, so when I saw those at an antique store, I picked them up for hardly nothing. Anyway, that's a little trunk or suitcase. I think it's a little suitcase that I have them sitting in. And then my granddaughter gave me this. She said she bought a birthday card for me, and there was that the picture of the little old vintage photo of people, and she knew I loved that, so she purchased that for me, and that's been years ago. But I leave the card out, and there's an envelope back behind that my granddaughters were busy making those envelopes when they were young, teenagers, and now they make them all the time. But there's in there another card or letter, and she's got the sweetest notes in those cards. Down here I have a couple of little Victorian china dolls that somebody gave me. They're cute, and I thought they fit in this room, so I kept them in the house. Some of my stuff never got in the house from, I have a few China dolls. Let me see if I can get the brightness. I want y'all to see where I've hung that beautiful wall hanger that Olivia gave me. Isn't that gorgeous? And it hangs, it just went perfect on that dress. And that was something I picked up at a resale shop years ago. And it's a two-piece outfit. And look at this lace on it, y'all. Oh, check that lace out. Well, you know why I bought it, because I was going to cut the lace up. And it is a homemade outfit. And I'm thinking I paid maybe, I'm thinking it was $2 on a sale rack one time at a resale shop. Might have even got it for $1 because that dress form dress I got for $1. But doesn't that just fit perfect? And actually the flowers that are around it went over my window, but I couldn't I couldn't get the back on the window because I don't climb up on a chair, and I decided they look pretty around that, so I just have left them. Oh, and this picture here, I want to show it real quick. My husband bought that for me at a kind of a flea market type place that this lady sold a bunch of stuff, but she didn't have that for sale. But oh, I fell in love with it, and so he asked her. She liked him, and she was a very older lady, but he was always getting along with everybody. And he asked her. He said, "Would you sell that to me?" And she sold it for $2. And oh, it is absolutely beautiful. And you know, he's been gone 15 years now, so I've had that a long, long time. Isn't that beautiful? I've never done a thing to it because it's just so pretty as it is. I've taken a lot of pictures of just those flowers because they are absolutely gorgeous. Well, let me pass on and show this. I want to show this other part, and I better hurry. There's the other place I've hung that other thing that you gave me, Olivia. Isn't that beautiful? And then there's another journal I made, and that's the one that my dear little Alice gave me, and I have it hang in here so everybody can see these beautiful things. And then I stuck those stick pins because that lace kept falling over on that one, and I thought that'll be perfect to hold those that lace up. So here we go. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, I just love how it hangs down there, Olivia. That is absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much for my gifts. And here's a little antique doll. And she's not dressed in really antique clothes, but she's dressed in about the 90s. But I bought her one time in this little buggy at a friend of mine. She collected dolls. Some of them went back into the mid-1800s. She was a doll museum. People would pay to go to her house to see. But when she would have a garage sale, she would invite me to come help her. She was an older woman, and she knew how much I loved dolls, and I loved her dearly, so she would invite me. And I just thought how wonderful I'd get to purchase a few things. And that's how my doll situation started, is because of this lady. My husband knew that I liked some big baby dolls that she had. They were quite old and vintage, and excuse me, I don't have them in the house, but they were absolutely beautiful. And I used to have them on my bed back in the other house, but anyway, they're out in the storage room, and I'm going to finally get rid of those. And these blue pieces of furniture, my brother made this one for me. Oh, he was so talented. He's gone on now too, but he was talented, and he made it. And in this one house that I lived in, oh, I had a lot of things in blue. Isn't it funny how that was not in blue when I first got it, but I repainted it, and then I repainted that little piece, that little table. And don't ask me why I didn't repaint them, but when I moved here, I just didn't do a lot of things that I was going to do. Anyway, I'm going to have to close this video out, maybe film some more later. There, he and I are in the early 80s, All right, y'all stay extra safe in Jesus, and I will be back. Bye-bye.